stream. I very much hope I'm live. Don't know why here another test. I'll just go with hello. Good evening, dear friends, dear viewers. Hope you can hear me, you can see me. Seems like I'm live. Yes, I apologize. This is the first time I'm trying. For example, let's see if I open the board. Can you see it or not? We are having some delay. I don't know how long. Yes, probably around 1 minute. Yes, so far it's okay. I think it's okay. And also let me go to Twitch. Okay, nice. Yes, once again, hello and good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes. Today, for the first time, I'm trying to stream in both platforms, YouTube and Twitch. Not sure how will it work. So today we are having Aeroflot Open and World Junior Chess Championship. Yes. So what are we having? Yes, first of all I want to start with this game. Like few games I should show you. So one of them was played between Aras Tahbaz Arash and Raunak Sadvani. b6, g3, bishop b7, bishop g2, g6, short castle, bishop g7, d4, short castle. Yes, I'm very much sure that knight c3 is possible move to play. Most likely black is playing some knight e4. Yes, d5 with ideas to go knight c3 and d4, knight a6, knight c3, threatening some e4, knight c5, rook e1, and here d6. And white played b4. Yes, if e4, and then most likely e5 is coming. Let's say d takes c, black is taking knight e6, and I don't see any problems for black. Yes, Arash went b4, knight d7, bishop b2, e5, and here d takes. Yes, I was thinking about d takes c, f takes c, and maybe queen b3. Yes. Instead of taking d takes c, Tahbaz Arash played knight d2. And here we are having knight g4, h3, knight h6. Black is preparing some f5, knight b3, f5, c5, and knight f6. Yes, white is threatening c6, that's why knight f6, rook c1, and here f4. With the ideas knight f5, maybe f takes g, knight h5. Yes, if g takes f, black can take e takes f, but knight h5 also looks very tempting. So g4 was played, and now knight takes g4, h takes g, knight takes g4. Yes, black is threatening queen h4. Arash went knight e4, queen h4, knight bd2, and now queen h2, king f1, knight e3, f takes c, bishop f3, queen h1, checkmate. So knight f3, and here if you take rook f3, then e takes f comes. But Raunak Sadvani found this brilliant move, bishop a6, simply stopping all possible e takes f ideas. So after queen b3, he took rook f3, e takes f is not possible, and this bishop c8 is threatening bishop h3 checkmate ideas. If you go bishop g2, bishop h3 comes and checkmates. So from this part of the game I want to check, yes, h takes g, knight g4, knight e4, queen h4, this, check, takes. Yes, bishop a6, only winning move. Amazing. And then check, and again, only winning move. Great. So another game I want to show you was played by Richard Rapport against Matvey Galchenko. Was e4, c5, knight f3, g6, c3, bishop g7, d4, c takes d, d5, e5, and now a6. Very interesting move. Otherwise, if you go knight c6, then bishop is coming to b5. Yes, h3, stopping bishop g4. Now knight c6, knight c3, f6. And now if you take knight f6, black is playing short castle, maybe queen d6, maybe knight h5, knight f4. Yes, I like this bishop d3 move. F takes c, d takes c, knight e5, bishop e5, and short castle. By Richard Rapport, knight f6, preparing short castle, and bishop h6. Was king f7, rook e1. White is having huge compensation and activity. Queen d6, queen f3, rook e8. Yes, and rook d1. Maybe knight d5 is also very much possible move. Like, let's see, bishop h2. Yes, probably this. Queen d5. Yes, if you take queen d5, knight d5, king h2, you are slightly better, but you do have also bishop e4. Yes, knight d5 was possible to play. yes, rook d1 by rapport, king g8, bishop c4, threatening knight d5, bishop d5, e6, and queen e3, attacking the bishop. If bishop h2, king h1, so bishop takes, e5, bishop g5, king g7, queen f3, threatening bishop d5, bishop f6, so this takes, queen takes d5, and this is completely lost. b5, queen c5, and now rook d6, and now rook e3, threatening this, bishop f5 to protect on g6, and now just takes, and now this takes, was bishop d7 and e4. The rest was very beautiful. And of course I want to show another game played by a very young Armenian prodigy, Vahe Sukyasyan, against Pavel Ponkratov. It was this. Oh, I apologize, not g3, a3, bishop b7, knight c3, d5, queen c2. If d takes c4 is coming, so it was bishop e7, bishop f4, short castle, rook d1. Yes, I'm sure different moves are possible. D takes c was played, e4, b5. If now knight b5, then e4 is hanging, and h4. And now, if I'm not mistaken, c5 was played, knight g5, g6, d takes c, and here knight bd7 was the only move for black to play, but Pavel Ponkratov didn't know, or just did not remember, and played queen a5 and already h5, knight c6, h takes g, e5, knight d5, rook d5, e takes d, rook h6, threatening rook g6. If king g7, knight e6 is coming, so bishop g5, white is threatening bishop f6, and now check, and now just here after bishop f6, Ponkratov resigned, but if king takes, then queen d2 is coming, or queen c1, and queen just goes to g5 or f4 and checkmates black's king. Yes, let's see what are we having. It was c4, e5, d3, and just a3 and d4, bishop e2, yes, seems like black does not have any problems. Yes, knight b3, b4. Bishop d4. a4. Knight b8, very classy move. Bishop g4 was possible. Yes, hard to understand knight a3 with the ideas to go knight b5, bishop g5, rook b1, takes this, and again knight c4 back. So Hans is playing against Denis Lazavic. So this is known position, and this is also rook e1, and here a6 move is possible, b6 move is possible, knight d4 move is possible, b6, c3, a6. Yes, here bishop e2 is possible. So this, and d3 and d4 and d5. Bishop b7, g3, takes. Queen e2, bishop b2, knight b2. Yes, I think some bishop a1 move is very much possible. Yes, Lazavic won with the white pieces against Vladar Temiev, and Ivan Zemlyansky is playing against Aram Hakopian. What a complicated position. And we see French, bishop e2, knight g6, bishop e7, short castle, a3. Rook e1. So if bishop b5, knight e5 is coming, of course. So this should be the idea. T takes c, bishop b5, knight e5, bishop b5, or maybe knight e5, knight e5, bishop d7, knight d7. So h4, and now knight takes, bishop takes, and bishop d3. Yes, very interesting. I guess g6 black should play, but g6 looks very dangerous. Otherwise, I'm having queen h5, knight f3. Yes, g6, but you can of course go. Yes, very interesting position, I should say. And here we are having Mikhail Nikitenko against Andrei Yesipenko. Yes, this is known position, and this is as well. I'm not sure about f3 move. I think queen c4, e5, queen c7, but not this, and black is already better. At least okay. Yes, black is better. What about this position? f5. It takes f, bishop f6. What about this one? Yes, bishop a1 was played by Hans Niemann, and now rook a d8. Yes, objectively it should be around equal position, but I prefer white position. You know, always you can go h4. Yes, let's see. Richard Rapport is playing against with the black pieces against Sergei Drigalov, and Rapport started the game with some c4 with knight f6, g6, bishop g7, I guess. Yes, King's Indian. Let me check. No, we don't have much. Yes, this game we should check between Artemiev, between Lazavic and Artemiev, and more or less this is known. Yes, e4. Yes, white is slightly better. Yes, here f5 was working. Yes, if you go f5, then let's say g takes, c takes, and rook f5, knight c3. Knight c3, knight d4. And now eventually f5 takes, queen e4, e6. Yes, rook d4, rook d4. Yes, but even after king g7 some chances are there. He blundered. Yes, blundered. Yes, nice win by Denis Lazavic. And let's see, yes, Dubov is having very complicated, Rapport is having very complicated position. What about Dubov? Seems better. Let's see how, so this, bishop takes, you know. So takes this takes, knight f3. Queen b3, bishop d3, knight b6, this. Queen c2, knight e5, Dubov against Vetokhin. Oh, this is better. What is this? Takes, and you go just this, you go this. Many different moves are possible. Oh, it's okay for black. Grishuk is playing against Nestorov, I guess, close to equality. And Ronak Sadvani is playing against Ilya. Yes, c6, b6, bishop a6, maybe takes this. Nayar is playing against Alexander Trepishko. Yes, a4, b4, d4, d6, d takes, knight e5, bishop f4, takes, and this position. Adin Suleimanli is playing against Alexei Goganov, who had 3 points out of 3 and lost against Hans Niemann. And now he is maybe under some slight pressure, not much. Yes, and Moskov is facing against Maxim Matlakov. Yes, this is the line. Bishop c2, rook e, this. Yes, here another move, like something like h3 is also possible. Oleg Vastruhin against Alexander Shimanov. Playable position. Vlad Artemiev is playing against Artyom Stribuk. Shamsidin Vokhidov is playing against Reza Mahdavi. What a prep, what a... Okay. Knight d5 for some reason. Takes, c3. Oh, bishop g2. Yes, with the pawn on h6, white is better. And Yaroslav Remizov is almost winning. Takes this 97, 92. Yes, and here yes, g3 is another move. Knight h6, bishop f4. So this. And what is winning? Haik Martirosyan is playing against Artyom Pingin. And we see Vahe Sukyasyan drew against Manuel Petrosyan. Yes, I should say that Vahe first game drew against Andrei Yesipenko. He was almost winning. And the second game he drew against Alexander Grishuk. Third game I showed, won against Pavel Ponkratov. Fourth game he drew against Vadim Zvyagintsev. Fifth game he drew against Manuel Petrosyan. And we are having Rudolf Pashikian is facing against Vadim Zvyagintsev. Yes, seems this. Oops. Seems okay for black. And Bocharov is playing against Ekaterina Goltseva. Okay, let's see. So Brownov is playing against Yahli Sokolovsky. Yes, here it's okay. Yes, c5 with the ideas to capture on d4. White is better, and this should be okay for black, I guess. Like, no way you can attack and attack. Yes, it's okay. Yes, this is very known line. And bishop h3 is another move I very much recommend. Yes, queen c3 does not really work. Knight g5 finishes the game. Yes, even knight f7 takes. It's around quality. Darda is playing against Van Hal, and yes, with the idea is to take on e5. Yes, as I know, Brownov V is a half point ahead of the rest, and then of course Yahli Sokolovsky is coming. Leandro Costa, how did they? Bishop d6, short castle, rook e8. Yes, e5 looks very tempting. Will he take? Just bishop b4. I mean, Ohanian is playing against a Vietnamese player, and it was this, and then e5, bishop e6, h5. Yes, somehow they transpose to Najdorf. Oops. Yes, this looks better for white. Not much. Yes, I think I know this line. Oh, look, it's much better after c5. And Benik Agasarov is facing Edgar Mamedov. Yes, b6. Wow. But why f6? Why not knight f6? Because of knight f7? Wow, actually nice idea. I guess if knight f6, knight f7, right? Yes, knight f7 finishes the game. And why not knight e5? Because after knight e5 it's lost. Yes. Yes, Kraus, Thomas drew. Neumann drew. Popovich drew. How did Karen Grigorian is playing? Seems he's better. Yes, both masters. So Aravind, Prague and Aravind are leading. 3.5 points out of 5, and then we are having Fei, Le Quang, Vincent, Anish. Wei had a very bad start of the tournament. He had half point out of 3, but he won 2 games in a row, and now he's on 3rd. And then we are having David Navarro, who lost only to Wei, and then Sam Shankland, who had who won 1 game, lost 2, and then Nguyen, who lost against Prague, and we are having Gurel, who lost 1 game against Sam Shankland, but he even increases his rating. And for the challengers, we are having Nodirbek Yakuboev, 4 points out of 5. Jonas Bierre, 3.5 points out of 5. And then Salgado Maurizi, 3 points out of 5. Makun, 2.5 out of 5. And 3 players, Kurkulos, Stalmach, and Nemets, 2 points out of 5. Divya is having 1.5 points out of 5, and Finek is 1.5 out of 5. Yes, about World Championship, World Junior Championship. Yes, Pranav V 5.5 out of 6, Sokolovsky 5 out of 6, Darhan 5 out of 6, Meng 5 out of 6. Darda is 4.5. Costa, Galavis. Ohanyan lost against Pranav. And yes, very interesting. What about yes, white is pushing f4, bishop f3. I don't see any problems. Yes, maybe some tiny problems are there. And h4, of course, and it is better position, Yes, f5 was played by Aram Hakopian. He takes f, bishop f6. Here Andrei is better, and Rapport is better slightly. Yes, bishop f5. Yes, here we are. They are trying. Let me check my Yes, just want to show you, dear viewer, and dear viewers, and dear friends, few games of Boris Spassky. Yes, he passed away a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken, on 27th of February. At the age of 88. Yes, he was born on 1937. So this game, Spassky is playing against David Bronstein. So e4, e5, f4, 1960. E takes f, knight f3. Yes, here I very much recommend this very interesting knight f6 move. F takes e, knight e4 is coming, and if knight f3 you can go knight g5, d4, knight f3, queen h4, queen f2, queen f2, king f2, d6, and yes, if knight f3 here I recommend bishop e7. Okay, anyway, e takes f, knight f3, d5, e takes d, bishop d6, knight c3, knight e7, d4, short castle, bishop d3, knight d7, short castle. Yes, and here knight f6 is very good move, very healthy move. Bronstein went h6. He underestimated knight e4, and after knight e4, knight d5, c4. Yes, knight e3, bishop e3, f takes c, and now c5. And this bishop is having some problems where to go. So bishop e7 was played. If you go bishop f4, then g3, bishop g5 takes, and queen h5. And now white is of course threatening knight g5, and black is facing some difficulties. So bishop e7 was played by Bronstein, and bishop c2 by Spassky with the ideas queen d3, rook e8, queen d3, and e2. And maybe many of us here would take on e2, or maybe even move the rook, but Spassky went knight d6. And here, according to databases, knight f8 was played, but somehow I believe first Bronstein took on f1, and after rook f1 played knight f8. Here the best move is to take bishop d6, and black is not losing. Let's say check this, you go c takes d, I'm taking c takes d, you go check, king e7, and you go rook e1. Yes, because queen g7, queen b6, and then I'm escaping. This, you take this, and I'm playing some bishop e6 or rook g8. Black is not losing. And here, if you go knight f6, yes, knight f7 is very strong. Yes, and then knight h6 is coming. So knight f8 was played, but knight f7, and here bishop f5, queen f5, and after queen d7, queen f4. Yes, we can even maybe find no, we don't have an opportunity. Yes, I think this line is very beautiful. This, and you go queen h7. Knight h7, bishop b3, and queen d5 takes, bishop b6 takes, king h8, knight g6 checkmate. Of course, let's b3-5, Bent Larsen against Boris Spassky, bishop b2, knight c6, c4. Yes, another move is to play e3. After e3 I recommend d5, bishop b5 and knight e7. After bishop e5, a6, takes, and here if bishop g3, h5, if bishop b2, queen g5. So it was this. Here you can go d5, c takes d, queen d5. It was this, e4, knight d4, bishop c5, and of course here the best move is to play e5, knight f5. Bent Larsen took on c6, d takes c, and black is already better. e3, bishop f5, bishop e2, queen e7. Not really going short castle, queen c2, long castle. Now f4, knight g4, yes, g3, otherwise h3, queen h4, h5 with the ideas h4, and now h4, takes, rook h8, rook h8, rook h1 is coming, g2 is coming, and here of course brilliant move, rook h1 takes g2. If you go this, then queen is coming, simply queen h1, and I think Larsen played this, and here he's getting checkmated. Bishop e2, queen h1, and here queen e1 check, and queen d1 checkmate. Another game was played against Tigran Petrosyan, 1969 World Championship match. So it was c4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6, bishop g5, knight bd7, bishop c4, queen a5, queen d2, h6, takes, and now long castle, e6, rook e1, bishop e7, f4, short castle, bishop b3, rook e8, king b1, bishop f8, and here g4. Amazing move with the ideas to go g5 or h4, g5, knight g4, queen g2, knight here, rook g1, bishop d7, it was f5, threatening f takes, knight f5, king h8, rook f1, queen d8, and now takes, and d5. Takes, knight e4. If you take, then knight f6 comes. If you take knight e4, then rook f8, queen g7, checkmate. So this, queen g6, and knight g5. Yes, queen g5, rook g5. Otherwise, if you take, I'm just taking, and then queen f7, and then rook f3, and checkmate ideas are coming. Yes. Do we have any games? No, everyone is fighting. Everyone is playing. Artur Avalian is playing. David Poravian, somehow tournament doesn't go well for David, but this is probably he's winning. He's completely winning. Oh, not. I thought just better position. Oh, Nikita Matinyan is playing against Sergei Sklokin. Oh, this is hard to say. Probably black is okay, and even no, but maybe some compensation. Yes, around equal position. Yes, this line is known. And queen b5. Yes, e6, rook b1, queen e7 is known. So this takes. Knight e2, e4. Yes, some compensation. Yes, Arsène Davtyan, who won against, Tabatabei, now he's playing against Alexei Garbatov, and he is much better, of course. f7 is hanging, rook f1 is coming. Yes, and Arash Tabas drew. Shubin is playing. SL Narayanan. Yes, somehow tournament doesn't go well for SL. Yes, usually he's in leading group of players, but now he's in middle part of the tournament, and we have some result. Oh yes, and then we see that Bukrev, Stanislav lost against Erdem. I think he played against Dian, maybe? No, against... yes, we see that he lost against Dubov, played against Hans. Yes, Mamiko Arabian is playing against Rostovtsev Dmitry. Yes, this is known position. Yes, maybe with some small changes. 3, bishop h5, queen e2, queen c8, bishop a6, bishop f3 always comes, king h1, rook d8, d3, d5, knight d5. Yes, things aren't easy for Mamikon Haribian. Yes, I remember I played against Arman Hakemi, very decent player. Yes, and Jamsaran Tsidipov is completely winning. Sergei Labanov is having some small problems. Rudolf Pashikian is in this position, rook e2, bishop takes g2, takes knight d5. Sukesian drew. Mike Martirosyan is playing, but things aren't looking easy for him. He just had very tough game against Mikhail Nikitenko, and Amin Tabatabai is having a lot of problems, and especially rook h3 is coming. So you should play something like f5, rook h3. Yes. Yes, this can be very unpleasant because of h6 pawn. And Artemiev is trying. Thank you very much, dear friends, for watching my stream and supporting my stream. It's already midnight here in Singapore, and I'm a little bit sleepy. Otherwise I would stream much longer. Most likely I will slowly finish my stream. Hope you can hear me and you can see me. Yes, please subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch channels. Yes. Okay. On this, dear friends, I should finish this test stream. With a huge pleasure, I would continue, but I'm a little bit tired. Thank you very much, and also thank you very much to my Twitch viewers. Thank you very much, everyone.